So complete relaxation in the body. That might be something that you have to go around and do a little scan. Maybe starting at the crown of your head, keeping your head in a very relaxed, neutral position. Think about what's going on in your jaw. Can you relax your jaw? Take your tongue away from the roof of your mouth if you happen to have it pressed up there. Take a little sigh outwards. Let your shoulders drop. So we've got this lovely, neutral, relaxed body position. Your hands just resting in your lap or on your knees or thighs, allowing your arms to be completely at rest. And think about your legs as well now. Try and bring that relaxation into your legs, into your thighs. Are you holding on to any of the muscles in your feet? Let go if you are. So all of these cues and prompts are just gentle invitations to notice and bring a little release to all the different areas of your body where you might be holding on. So we've got this lovely relaxed position, lovely relaxed seated position, conscious of our connection with the ground, conscious of being completely supported. And let's take chin to chest. So drop your head even further down, chin to chest. And see what that feels like in the back of your neck. And across your shoulder blades, down either side of your spine. You might even feel that down the center of your spine. So just chin to chest, still a little gentle rounding in your back. And I'm inviting you now to take some deeper breaths, much deeper. And as you breathe in, and as you breathe out, notice what's going on in your back. Notice whether you've got a little bit more movement there, whether you can tuck your chin in a little further. Maybe on the in-breath, maybe on the out-breath. Go with what feels right. And continue to curl around. So with each in-breath, feeling that your head is heavy and that it's just dropping forward. Slightly rolling around. So we're gently bringing the crown of the head closer to the ground. Think of yourself as being a snail here. So curling around, making the snail shell with your head and neck and back. Think about taking that stretch right down outside. The whole of your back stretching out, feeling that stretch down by your kidneys, maybe even into the sides of your body slightly as you curl around. Taking deep, slow breath. So as if somebody's gently letting all the air out of you. Don't worry, we will come back up again in a moment. You're just relaxing into this curled forward little ball. Keep going. Slowly dropping down and forward, taking the crown of your head as close to the ground as it will go. Take a deep breath here, as deep as you can. We might have to breathe into the sides of the body here because we're a little bit compressed in the front of the body. So now with every in-breath, we're going to come up just a little. On your out-breath, just pause where you are. In-breath, starting to feel a little bit more energy coming into the body. Out-breath, just staying where you are. So we're moving nice and slow. We've still got some movement to go, no rush. Just breathing in to come up. And as you breathe out, letting go of any tension. Letting go of any tension you might be holding in your shoulders. Bringing yourself upright a little further now. Beautiful slow movements, well done. Coming all the way up now, maybe taking the chin away from the chest, starting to raise your chin. Thinking about your shoulders here, are they pretty much in alignment? Have you got one that's clenched higher than the other? So if you can give them a little bit of a shake or a wiggle, whatever you need to do to get them to just let go and be soft. And now with the in-breath, thinking about taking the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. And we start to find that length. Bring that length in the spine now and into the sides of your body. But keeping the rib cage low. So if you think about the bottom of your ribs and the top of your hips, there not being a huge amount of space between the two. We want to keep the rib cage low. But keep the chest open. So shoulder blades might come towards each other a little bit if you can. Sternum comes up. But still keep the ribs where they're supposed to be. There you go. Nice grounding. Think about your thighs here. Have you started to squeeze some of those muscles? Just let go if you have. Lovely. So we're coming to a bit of a Chakravakasana here, but a seated version. So we're going to cat-cow, but seated. So keep your hands wherever you wish. I find it helpful having them just on my knees and maybe around a little so that my arms are a little bit straighter, and that helps to sort of push and pull. So I'm going to come forward with the chest, so taking the sternum forward. And then let's take the sternum back, start rounding and lean back. I think you probably can't see me because I've got this massive, great big jumper on. So it's a sort of cat-cow. We're curling the spine. There we go, that might be better. So we're going round, curling round, and then uncurling and sending the chest forward, sending the belly forward as well. So we're like leaning forward here. Nice little curve in the back and then coming back again. And quite a lot of lean here. So really send yourself back, curl round, almost lying back down towards your mat. And then moving forward with your head. And then sending the chest forward. So let's do one more. Notice where this feels difficult, where it feels like it's not a comfortable movement. Notice where it does feel like a comfortable movement. Which bits do you like? Maybe it's pulling across the top of the back here. It'll be different for everybody, and then coming back up. All right, let's take that into an actual Chakravakasana. Coming down onto hands and knees, taking the belly down towards the mat. Now you might find this a lot easier in this position, or you might find it harder, or it might just be different. And let's come back up now, taking the middle of your back up towards the ceiling. Stick that back up onto the ceiling. Take your hips forward, squeeze your glutes. Drop your head, chin to chest. Lovely big inhale to take your belly down. If you can inhale through your nostrils, and then as we move now, exhaling through your mouth. You can be really noisy with that exhale, as if you're powering yourself through the movement with your breath. So go at your own pace. So breathing in, take your belly down. Want to get the back of your head on your coccyx. So really, 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 really squeeze, and breathing out. As I said, go at your own pace with your own breath. Sometimes if you haven't been breathing particularly well in the day, it takes a little while to get going and to feel like you can really lengthen out the breath. Don't worry if your breath is short. Just slowly, consciously lengthen as you go through your practice. Okay, let's do one more round. See if you can make it really luxurious. So enjoy that stretch. Make every little bit of your movement deliberate, strong, powerful. And then coming into a lovely neutral spine. Let's come back into Balasana. So take your toes together and sit back. So try and get your heels to your hips to your heels, and your belly on your thighs, or maybe just between, up to you. You can go between your legs, or you can go on, and then slide your hands away. Nice and slow. Feel that stretch coming under the arms. Maybe you need to lengthen a little further in the body. Get that length, and then when you're ready, drop your forehead down. And maybe you're here already. That's good. So long arms. Keep your elbows off the mat for now. Just the palms of your hands. And creep your fingers away. Notice what's happening in your shoulders. Keep everything very steady. Very slow. If you have issues in your shoulders, be strong but very gentle, and listen. Listen if you need to ease off, and if you don't need to ease off, enjoy that lovely stretch under the arms. Think about all that lymphatic drainage that we're stirring up and helping ourselves get rid of any bits and pieces that the body doesn't need anymore. Still breathing. A Balasana is very good for the digestion. Now ease off a little with the shoulders. Let your arms slide back to wherever they want to get to, and then drop your forearms to the mat. Notice what a change that is in your upper arms, in your shoulders, and under your arms. Let's stay in this lovely relaxation pose for just a moment. Take a nice round of breath. We feel far too much in our heads. Balasana is a wonderful way of waking up the digestion, waking up what's going on in the core of the body, and bringing the attention back to the center. And especially at times where there's a lot of overwhelm from external events, or from just, big days happening. Balasana is a wonderful way to just ground. Think about the energy coming up from the center of the earth and just absorbing everything that you need. That connection with the earth through your mat, hopefully, into your third eye space. Connection with the palms of your hands touching the ground. Okay, let's take one more lovely deep breath here together. And then let's come up to look towards our hands and stretch forward. Stay nice and low. Come all the way along your mat. And then let's take the legs out. Not very elegantly done, was it? I hope you weren't looking at that. Right. Come up into Balasana. Nope, Bhujangasana. Can't be mixing up children and snakes. That's not good, is it? So a nice little rest on your forearms. Thinking about widening your shoulders here. Quite often when we're in our Sphinx or warming up for Bhujangasana, we can take the shoulders forward and hunch them. Let's open across the front of the chest, that nice and straight, looking forward. So lifting your head, and let's just be very regal and Sphinx-like here. So pulling your elbows back towards your body. You can even feel them sliding just to maybe a fraction of a millimeter across the mat as you drag. So you're pulling your chest forward. You feel that engagement in the backs of your arms, across the front of your chest, and probably feeling some nice stretch going on in the lower back and the mid back. Maybe more in the mid back, really. I suppose the lower back should be pretty evenly resting there. And then we're going to take this into Bhujangasana. Okay, so let's come back down to the mat. Quick makara, stacking your arms one on top of the other. Take a breath. And then hands either side of your chest. Push your feet into the mat. So the tops of your feet, press them down. Maybe even flare out your toes. So the tops of your toes touching the mat. And then let's squeeze the calves. So calf muscles contracting here quite strongly. Then take that into your thighs. So squeeze all the muscles in your thighs and your glutes. You should be noticing a change in shape of your bum here. Maybe you notice that your thighs are really quite firm. Maybe they're coming off the mat a little. So lots of engagement in the whole of each leg. And then we're going to start waking up the muscles in the lower back. So engage, mid back, upper back, peel away from the ground as you squeeze everything in the back. So we don't have to come up very far. We're working quite hard. Don't forget to breathe, although nice deep breaths here are a little bit challenging. Just go for some nice shallow breaths. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Think about everything in the back of your body, working really hard here. Nice stretch across the front of your body, opening up, getting all that energy into your heart center, into your shoulders, into your back. Quite often our focus can be very much about the front of our body. Let's give some focus to the back of the body now. Oh, and when you've had enough, come down to the mat. Oh, da, 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 da. Relax, 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 relax. Take a big breath. Relax your forehead onto your arms. I've managed to give myself a cramp in my foot. So that's a good sign that I was doing what I was telling you to do, or asking you to do, I should say. So yeah, I'll just push that out a little. There we go. Okay, so let's come back into Bhujangasana. We'll only do one more. So that's getting our lovely posterior chain all woken up. And this time we'll bring the arms in. Okay, so let's start with the feet again. Ready with your feet? How are they doing? Pressing them into the mat, pressing your toes in, calves, thighs, glutes. And then starting that movement from your back all the way up towards your neck. And then starting to press into the palms of your hands as well. So I say the soles of your hands, palms of your hands. And press, press, press. Now listen to your back here. If you tend to have twingy bits going on in your lower back, then don't come into too sharp a bend there. You'll know what's right for you. You'll know your body better than anybody else could ever know your body. So listen, pay attention, respect what is working, respect which doesn't, all the bits that are just not keen to do what you're asking of them today. Tomorrow will be different. So will the next day. And from here, we're going to actually come up to standing. How are we going to do that? Come a little bit off the strongest point. Send yourself back, tuck your toes down, come into downward facing dog. And this is going to feel really lovely in your Achilles, in the backs of your calves, in the backs of your knees, in the backs of your thighs. Just such a different movement from what we've been doing. Press your toes into the mat if you can, and then sinking your heels down towards the mat or into the mat. And then sit bones. Think about keeping your legs straight and tilting your sit bones up towards the ceiling. That will allow you to bring your shoulders wide, bring your chest down towards your legs, drop your head, neck, and remind you hopefully that head and neck completely relaxed in this posture. Think about your wrists. We don't want to put too much pressure into the wrists, so let's lift away from your wrists. And breathe. Shoulders broad and strong. If this is feeling too much, gently ease off and come into a gentler version, maybe bending your knees, maybe coming into child pose if you really are finding that it's hard for whatever reason for today. And then let's look forward, so looking at your hands as we start to walk the hands towards the feet and walk the feet towards your hands. So a little bit of walking this way and that way. And let me breathe, wrap your arms around each other, drop your head again, and we're coming into our lovely Uttanasana, forward bend. So we've had a little stretch in the front of the body, now we're having a stretch in the back of the body as well. So let's bring some movement into it. If you feel like it, allow yourself to sort of sway from side to side. So you can start that movement in your hips with your legs, swaying or rocking around. Haha, rocking around the Christmas tree. So yes, a little bit of movement. Bring your attention into your hips here, and then come back to center. So we're going to roll up. Let your arms go, and then start to come all the way up to standing, but nice and slowly. Last thing to come up will be our heads. So keep gazing at your toes and all the way up. Lovely. Let's take a wide stance. My mat tends to creep around this room for some reason. It's a nice wide legged stance. And we're going to come into our pyramid. So let's inhale up. Face the right leg, fold all the way down. Just gently touch your toes or your calf or your ankle or wherever your arms will comfortably come to, bringing your chest towards your thigh. A nice gentle inversion. And we'll stay low. So let's walk over to the other foot. So taking our hands all the way over, turn the left foot out a little, let the right foot come to wherever it wants to come to. And the same thing on this side. Gently bringing your torso towards your thigh. Letting your hands find your foot or your toes or your calf. And then let's walk to center. So walking your hands to the center. Take your feet a little further away if you want to. And bring your head down towards your mat. So head moving down, so crown of your head moving down towards your mat. Hands just wherever you need them to support yourself. And your feet firmly planted on your mat. So let's move your hips now. So there won't be a lot of movement, but feel as if you're taking your right knee down towards the mat, just a couple of millimeters. And then release. Take your left knee slightly closer to the mat. We're not really changing our position. You'll just feel it on the inner side with the whole of the length of the inner leg on the right and the left. So just switch from side to side. Anybody looking at you would think you were just having a tiny little wiggle. They wouldn't be able to see much movement here. Staying pretty much where you are, just bringing that stretch as you send your hips really from one side to the other. And then let's come all the way up. So bringing yourself up, walking your feet in. And as you walk your feet in, gently bringing yourself all the way up to standing. So one of the best ways to get out of our heads and into our bodies is to practice a balanced posture. And we do quite a lot of trees, and that's because they're a really wonderful posture and very accessible to most of us. So let's do another tree. Why not? It's Christmas. Let's be Christmas trees. I did say we were going to do Christmas trees, so I feel like I have to now. So weight into the left leg, left foot, and then wherever you feel like. Today, do you feel like pushing into your spleen point, pressing your toes down into the mat, or do you want to come up onto your calf, or are you all the way up here into the groin? Up to you. Do what feels lovely and right and where you want to be today. But let's take shoulders wide and let's open up heart center so we get some lift and some length all the way along the front of the body and the sides. And if you do the front and the sides, don't worry, the back's going to take care of itself. So here we are in our tree. Think about your hips. We don't really want them to be out of alignment here. Let's try and keep them straight if we can. And it's a challenge, but that's what makes it fun, I think. And then what kind of tree would you like to be? Are we nice wide? I can't remember any of the Christmas trees now. Some kind of fir, a pine. Did I get that completely wrong? Anyway, some kind of lovely, beautiful tree. A spruce. There you go. Remembered another one. So nice and wide. Think about making lots of distance between your thumb and your little finger. So keeping them really stretched out, and then all the other fingers will have lots of space too. Still keeping that lovely, easy flow of breath in and out going. And a little bit of rest and relaxation in the shoulders. So anytime we're in a stationary posture, do a quick check all the way around your body and just see where you're holding on. And if you've been holding on to a little group of muscles, not consciously, this isn't something we do consciously, it just happens. The body gets into a little pattern and it's almost like holding on to a security blanket. We all do it. So when you find those little patterns, it's just a gentle, okay, it's okay, you can let go. Don't need to hold on, let go. Give yourself a little love when you find those little knots. There we go. Now, if you want to really challenge yourself, and I cannot do this, so I'm not going to do it now, you can gently close your eyes, or you can lower your gaze till you almost close your eyes and see how your balance is. And don't worry, every day is different, and different times of the day. Sometimes the mornings are really hard to balance. And sometimes you find that balancing on one side is super easy and the other side is impossible. And then let's take the arms a little bit higher, little bit higher. Keep breathing. Stick the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth if you're having trouble balancing. And find something that doesn't move to stare at. Now, shoulders are coming up here. Let your shoulders come all the way up Let your arms come really close to your head. And then let's come all the way down with the arms. Keep your leg up. I want you to just grab hold of that knee and pull your thigh into your chest. Can you squeeze it up as high as you possibly can? Hold on to something else if you need to. We've been standing on that leg for a while, so it's probably going to be quite tired. It's completely intentional. And then we're going to stretch the leg out. So find your yoga hold. So first two fingers, hold on to that big toe or on the outer edge of your leg, and then send it forward. And always, always, if you're having a balancy funny day, then come out and come in as many times as you need to, or hold on to something. Okay, so here we are, and we're going to let go. So let go of the leg, keep it up. Hey, this is the challenge. This is the challenge. Let's see if we can do 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Let go nice and slow. Ah! Has anybody else had enough of standing on that leg? Yes. Give yourself a little jump around. That was a really long time. Well done. Didn't we all get out of our heads though and get into our bodies? So let's do the same on the right, because poor old right leg now, you know, been having a bit of an easy ride. So same thing on this side as you did on the other side. And, you know, find something to grab hold of. Find your little fixed point that you can stare at. And let's see how we go. Okay. So we're going to take the arms wide again. We're going to check on those shoulders. Yeah, can't balance on this side today. And breathe as well. Now, standing leg, see if you can squeeze the muscles in your thighs so it feels like you're standing on concrete with that left leg or the left foot. And then check your shoulders. It might be that, as I just had, one was flying up in the air. Keep them wide. Now keep your arms really wide. And this time we're going to think about taking the backs of your hands just a little bit behind you. So move them behind you. Sending your chest forward, knitting those shoulder blades towards each other. Can you squeeze your shoulder blades together? Feel that pressure, feel that tightness in the back, and then release. Your arms to neutral, and then let's go all the way up. Well done. This time, let's keep the shoulders down. So straight arms, and then slide your shoulders back down. So we'll have some space between our arms and our heads. Breathe. Think about taking your belly button just a couple of millimeters closer to your spine. And I'm going to count us out of this one. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay up here though, because we're going to do the same thing with the leg on this side as we did on the other. So we want that yoga hold, or hold on the outer edge of your foot, and then send your foot forward. How does that feel? Think about how that feels in your calf, in the back of your knee, in your thigh. Well done, that's amazing. And then we're going to let go. So this is the hard bit, but we can do it. We did it last time. We're doing it again this time. Oh, hey, there we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Brilliant. All the way down. Let's come into our gorgeous Prasarita Padottanasana. Feet wide, and then just flop forward. So no straight back, no tension or anything. Just let your arms drop, let your head drop, let your shoulders be completely at rest. Keep a gentle bend in each leg so that your knees are not locked. Lovely, well done. That was brilliant. Very good. So we're going to just do one more asana that uses a little bit of strength in the thighs, legs, because it's a really good stretch in the groin. So let's come all the way up. Let's roll up. And we're going to come into a warrior. So take your left toes to face the narrow end of your mat. Let the right foot come at sort of 45-degree angle, and then grab hold of your hips and turn them so that you are level with the narrow end of your mat. Nice and tall, lots of length and strength in the body. Remember, warrior is all about strength. So we're going to bend that front knee, swoop the arms forward on an in-breath and sink down. Allow that back heel to come off if it needs to come off. Okay, lots of stuff going on in this asana. We want some strength. We want to feel and look ferocious in this asana. Think about all of the things that you've had to be strong for in your life and bring them all here into this posture. Your arms absolutely rigid because you're holding two incredibly heavy swords above your head. And we're sinking down with the hips closer to the ground. Keeping your knee in line. So just above your ankle on the left. Think about how strong your glutes are having to be in this posture. And maybe lift your heart center a little bit as well. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring yourself back up. Let's move all the way around. Same thing on this side. Arms up. And bring yourself down. Close to the ground. Opening up in the hips, taking lots of blood flow, lots of energy into the hips, into our emotional grounding area of the body, into the center, representing home, representing family, representing our connection with other people. So it's not about ourselves, it's about our connections. And 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up. Take your arms out to the sides. And here we are in a Christmas star. Let's fold forward. Taking your hands behind you. Clasp your hands together. Let your neck and head be completely at rest. And bring your hands up if you can. Pointing up towards the sky. Then release your hands, bring them to the mat, walk your feet in, all the way. Take your knees to the mat, release your feet and bring yourself into Balasana. So stretching forward, head completely at rest now. Nice, slow, easy breaths. And then coming gently back up to kneeling. Another thing that's really helpful when things are busy and when there's a lot going on are twists. So let's slide over to the left. Leave your left leg where it is and bring your right foot over your left knee. So we've got both sit bones on the mat. You might have to adjust a little bit because you might be flying over to the left a little. So try and bring yourself so that your sit bones are both completely on the mat. Left foot's just tucked in nicely there, and the right foot over. So we're already in a little bit of a twist because we're really moving the hips into quite an interesting position. Now I sit up tall, use your hands, and then holding on with your right hand, take your left all the way up. So we've got a nice open twist here. Use your hands to help you move around and think about your spine, right from the base all the way to the top. So we want some movement in the head and neck as well. And you can also bring that movement into your eyes. So staring around to the left as much as you possibly can, as if you're trying to see something just out of reach. Keep your shoulders nice and easy. Let go of any tension. And release your eyes, release your head. And then just come back to center. And let's go and twist on the other side. Why not? So this time we're going to hold on to the right knee with the left hand. And we're taking the right hand. So we've got a bit of a closed twist. This will feel different. And again, bring the eyes in. I'm going to get 4 twists out of this, which will be lovely. And release. Come all the way back to center, and then we'll swap round. So whatever you need to do to swap, maybe it's just letting your feet fly around a little. And always be very aware that on sometimes when you're doing this asana, you'll feel quite an intense pokiness in your hips. Just listen, ease off if you do have that. But just let's start off by being tall. So up nice and tall. And then we're going to go left hand, left leg first, open twist. So we're opening up with the right side here, all the way around. This is our last seated asana. We're going to come down to lying down in a moment. So last bit of sitting up. Don't forget your eyes. Give yourself a nice big grin or a grimace, depending on how you're feeling. Hopefully it's a grin. And release all the way back round. And then here we go. Right hand, left knee. Open and turn. About all that lovely movement we've got in the spine. Just pushing that fluid around. Giving everything a little bit of an oiling. Keeping our mobility, building our strength. Waking up muscles that are having a little rest. And release, 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 release. Come all the way back to center. Okay, I lied. One last one, because Baddha Konasana is very important for us, for everybody, men and women. So soles of the feet together, holding on, and knees down. So let's make it dynamic. How about we're butterflies today? So if you feel like it, be a butterfly. If you're feeling like being still, be still. Maybe you're just a butterfly, enjoying the sunshine on a branch and not needing to fly anywhere. There we go. And of course, because I can't resist, let's intensify that stretch forward a little, see where you can get some extra give there. Yep, find it, find where you stop. And then come back, all the way back up. Let's release the legs out. And let's come down to lying on the mat via Navasana. So straight back, straight legs or bent legs, whatever works for you for today. Think about what's going on in your core here. Where are you needing to engage? Where's easy? Where's not? And then let's come down to the mat. Come down to the mat however works for you. This is quite strong, so it might not. And well done. When you come down to the mat, Let's take the feet up. So we're in a legs up the wall without the wall. Viparita Karani. Take your arms out wide. Think about trying to get as much of your shoulders touching the mat as possible. So really squishing your shoulders down into the mat. The same with your spine. Can you get as much of your spine to touch the mat as possible? You might have to adjust a little and then notice where you're not touching. Maybe it's your mid back, maybe it's your lower back. Straighten your legs here. So let's keep the left leg where it is and take the right out to the side. So imagine that it's, hang on, let me get this right. The second hand. Wouldn't see much movement in the hour hand, would we really? So keeping that left leg still, the right leg's going out second by second. And come to whichever position it is that works for you. And here's the fun bit. Now we're going to come back up again. So think about that lovely control you've got. Think about pressing your shoulders into the mat, your hands into the mat. Arms are wide in a T, palms are facing downwards. And then bringing that right foot all the way back up to meet the left. And that reunion is short-lived because the left foot's taking off now. Right stays still, left eases out to the side. What muscles you're engaging in your core to make sure this movement can happen. Well done. And then bring it back up again. There we go. Well done. Nice and slow. Slow, 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 slow. Well done. Okay, deserve a hug. Give yourself a big hug. Wrap your arms around your knees. Give yourself a squeeze. Well done, you. Gosh, we're almost at the end of this year. Look at all that you've done and achieved and managed to stay sane despite the craziness around you. I'm sure you've brought much joy and happiness to everybody that you've come into contact with. So this is your hug for you. Nice gentle rock from side to side if you feel like it. And then let's come into a lovely twist, supine twist. So arms out to the sides. And then let's go knees to the right. So you can cross your legs here if you want to intensify the stretch. If you find that your left shoulder is starting to come off the mat, then do something a little gentler with the legs, or just consciously pin that shoulder back down to the mat. And then don't forget bringing your head into this asana as well. So the head movement is very important. So we take the left ear to the mat if your knees are over to the right. Press down gently with the palms of your hands and relax your belly muscles. All the muscles in your torso, just let them be. Just the weight of your legs twisting over to the side. And then let's come back to center. So head comes back first. Then we skim the knees in. So bring your knees and your thighs right across your chest. Touch them against your chest as you skim them over and take them to the other side. So we're going over to the right now. And then we're almost at the end of our practice. Lots of lovely stretching, lots of opening up. Also just moving the energy around to different parts of the body. A little bit of grounding, a little bit of taking the awareness and attention away from our thoughts, but much more into our body. So bring your head back to center now. And let's skim those thighs across the chest again. So really bringing them in close. using the muscles, not your arms. And then here we go. One last hug. So if you wrap your arms around this time and bring your forehead up, so squeeze, mid-back squishing down into the mat here. And release. Take your feet down to the mat and then take your legs out. And let's come into Shavasana. So here we go. We're in our Shavasana. It's really important to finish the practice with Shavasana. And it's important for Shavasana to be comfortable for you. So close your eyes, wiggle around. If you need something, get it now. You want to be a little warmer, you want something softer under your knees or your mid-back, whatever it is that you feel like. Just come into a position of comfort. And always, 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 if you have anything going on with your back, your shoulder, your neck, or you're not comfortable lying on your back, you just come over, curl into your right side. So Shavasana. Why is Shavasana so important? We've moved things, we've opened up. It's very deep and powerful, the stuff that we do in yoga with our bodies. And Shavasana is an opportunity to maximize the effects of what you've just been doing. So we allow everything to flow freely before we get up and start racing around again. So be comfortable. Get rid of any distractions. And think about the back of your head where you rest on the mat. Just rock your head very gently, tiny movement from side to side. Now very gently lift your head off the mat by just a couple of millimeters. Take the pressure off that place at the back of your head where you're resting on the mat, and then lay it back down again with a little more length in your neck. And let's do the same with the shoulders. So pressing down. Now pressing down with your head, lifting your shoulders off one and then the other. And then as you lay them down, it's almost like you're placing them on the floor, on the mat, very gently, but allowing them to open up, to spread out, to take up as much room as they need. And the same now, pressing down into your shoulders and your heels, lifting your hips off the mat, maybe both together, maybe the right and then the left, or the left and then the right. And the same thing, as you put your hip back down, whichever side it is, just feel that you are placing it down very carefully, very gently, but with as much space as you need. And now let's lengthen the right leg and press the heel away. So maybe lifting the heel off and then placing it back down again. And the same with the left leg now. Lifting off, lengthening, and then placing that heel back down. So both your legs feel long, completely stretched out. Now let them rest. Wherever your feet need to go, whether they need to just fold out, fold in, flop out, flop in, let them be wherever they need to be. And lifting the right arm off very gently, very little movement, stretching out and then placing it back down again. And the same with the left. Lengthen through the left arm and then place it down. And with each of those movements, just always bring in a little bit of gratitude of what that limb or what that body part has done for you, has always done for you, and will continue to do for you. Our bodies are our vehicles, and without them, our lives are very curtailed. So we're very lucky to have such fantastic vehicles to take us around. Take a deep breath in now. Take it all the way to your toes. And as you release, Feel that everything is releasing. As you breathe in now, take it into your fingertips, into the palms of your hands. And as you breathe out, a little more softening, a little more relaxing, a little more letting go. And as you breathe in and out now, take your breath very consciously all around your body. You choose where you want to go, where you want to start. And scan around with each breath, filling up with energy and light and warmth and all the things that you want more of in your life. And as you breathe out, an opportunity to let go, to release. Whatever it is you're holding on to, you're carrying that feels heavy, now's a chance to just put it down. And if you're not ready to fully let go of something, you can put it aside for your practice and then you can pick it up later on and you'll find that you're stronger, you're more able to carry it. Breathing in and breathing out, deep and slow. Taking your attention now to your third eye, to that space just between your eyebrows and up a little bit. And feel that that space is warm, and as you breathe in, there's a white light that is beaming in from all around you. And as you breathe out, you're sending out that white light around you. It's an exchange of energy. So you're breathing in and you're breathing out. Now bring your attention to the backs of your eyelids. So keeping your eyes closed, see what you can see on the insides of your eyelids. Can you see any colors? Can you see light? Can you see movement? Can you see shapes? Can you see nothing at all? Just staring at the inside of your eyeballs, your eyelids rather, with your eyeballs. And noticing what you can see. And as you lie there, starting to notice what noises you can hear, what's going on around you, what's nearby, what's far away, what's a noise you can identify, what are noises that you can't identify. Just noticing and trying to notice without engaging the emotions. Take a deep breath in. Noticing how that feels in your chest as you expand your rib cage, as you breathe down into your belly, hopefully as well. And as you breathe out, feeling a softening and a letting go. And gently coming to lie on your right side. So still keeping your eyes closed, still keeping that space that you've made for yourself. Coming onto your right side. Well done. Well done for coming to your practice today and for making that time for yourself. I know it's really hard. But remember this feeling. Remember how strong you are and how settled and rested when you have made time for yourself. And gently bringing yourself up to sitting. Back to the position we were in right at the beginning when we started this session together. Thinking about keeping our sit bones firmly on the ground. Connecting with the ground, connecting with the energy from the earth. Knowing that we are part of the universe is part of us. We're all connected to each other. We're all here, even the people we can't see. They're here. Everyone that we carry with us in our hearts, in our minds, they're with us always. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. This time as you breathe in, take your hands to heart center. As you breathe out, let your forehead drop. Lengthening through your neck, as you bring your forehead down towards your fingertips, and as you breathe in, gently opening your eyes. As you breathe out, bringing your gaze back up. And thank you very much for joining me, for joining yourself on the mat. So lovely to practice with you today. Almost Christmas Eve. In Europe, this is called Little Christmas Eve, apparently. So thank you very much. It was wonderful practicing with you. And thank you for your lovely energy today. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. And I shall hopefully see you next week. If you are up for a practice next week, because I will be. And let me get rid of that recording button.